So the counselor follows a counselor who makes a shady business deal that goes badly wrong. Now looking at the trailers for this movie, you really don't get a sense of what the movie's actually about. The trailer is actually kind of cryptic in a way. Now, this movie is directed by Ridley Scott. Now I'm not the biggest fan of Ridley Scott. I hated Prometheus, but I did like a few of his other movies like Alien and American Gangster and even Black Hawk Down. For the most part, Ridley Scott is really a miss for me. But I'm surprised to say I really had a great time with The Counselor. The reason why I had a great time with The Counselor is because I compare it to Breaking Bad in a sense. Because the way Breaking Bad films its shows is like you have these separate characters, but they all come back to a main integral story. Now this movie stars Michael Fassbender, Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, Cameron Diaz. Yeah, I think I got everybody else there. But you have a good, solid cast. Now, the acting in this movie is, I don't want to say phenomenal, but it's good for a Ridley Scott movie. Now, one thing with Ridley Scott, I always believe that he's not a well-rounded director. He can have a good action movie, but lacks on story. He can have a good story, but lacks on action. So with this movie, it has a good, rounded story, but lacks on action. Because this movie is more of a dialogue-driven movie. The script is filled with intelligent conversation. Even though some of the conversation is smart for its own good, they really could have dumbed it down a little bit, but for the most part, it's understandable. And this movie is actually a detail-oriented movie. So a lot of people may not like that aspect of it, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Because it's just like in Breaking Bad, the story keeps you compelled throughout the whole entire show. It's this way with The Counselor. Because with The Counselor, like I said before, he had the smartly written dialogue, but the story is so compelling that you were interested in it throughout the whole entire movie, even though the action is sprinkled here and there. But for the most part, it's a dialogue-driven movie. Like I said before, I am not the biggest Ridley Scott fan, but he delivered on this one. I really had an excellent time with this movie. Now, like I said before, a lot of people may hate it, a lot of people may love it, a lot of people may like it, and definitely one of those films that, just like how Prometheus was, it's going to be one of those films that's going to be very debatable in the future, because a lot of people would like it because of the story, but a lot of people would hate it because it had no action. Especially in my theater, a lot of people didn't like it because it had no action. If you like a compelling story and good acting, then I definitely say this is definitely the movie for you. Yeah. Now, my only complaint about the movie is that the main person behind everything, their motivation was not clearly explained as much as I would have liked it. But for the most part, you understand it. And I thought the ending kind of ended abruptly. But other than that, I had a great time with this movie. So like I said before, I gave The Counselor 4.5 out of 5 stars. So if you like this review, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Movie Nation.